What's up, YouTube? We're gonna do some little law learning today. And most of these should apply to most states, because they're nothing more than commercial contracts anyway. So let's dive on in. This is what y'all need to do. Reserve rights. This is what this covers. Alright. Let's get ready for some law. You let me know what kind of books you want to go through. Sorry, it's a little shaky. I do have a tablet in my hand. My phone is charging. Now, when you deal with these people, when you reserve your rights, you pretty much have to go make 3 copies, print out all the stuff that I was showing y'all, the papers, and you gotta mail them into the courts. Go get your reservation of rights notarized by your local bank. They got a notary there. Here lately they said they don't want to take handwritten notes. It has to be typed. If that's something to do with Mr. Biden going on. Pretty much the way the law works is you're a corporation. You're not really a person, or you are a person. You're not a human being. You're not a natural man or woman. You're an artificial person. Your name is a corporation. So this is going to get into trust law, antitrust law. Well, we're going to get into all this. So this is how we need to fight back all of this. We'll go through every page. Y'all can screenshot it, make a copy of it maybe. Shrink it down. I know how to do that. I took a picture of the Alabama State Constitution book at the law library and took it down to FedEx and had them shrink it up. That would fit a piece of paper. And it worked. Because Alabama state law says the state of Alabama cannot sue injured party in any court of law of equity. So what do they want from you when you go to court? Money. Money is equity. And they want your social security number because they go after your trust. Oh yes, the rabbit hole does go deep. They can tap into your social security and withdraw your money from there because they are an implied trust or an express trust. They have a invested interest in you because they can draw money out of you. You're just pretty much, you're like an ATM to them. That's all you are. Kind of makes you mad. Well, now we will know what they know. How about that? Threats and violence should be met with threats and violence. So these are just threats because they're just paper. But it's what they go against. These are their rules. So it's nice to throw their rules back in their face and make them eat them. That's what I like about the law. Maybe this will help somebody get into law. Because we got plenty of law books to go through. if I'm not mistaken, these books do have the paperwork and the paper, like, what code they use for that paper. Like a CR1 form or whatever crap that they use. And yes, these are still active law. But these are nothing more than commercial contracts, and they're interstate contracts, so one law from one state will work from another state. So that's all these are. That's how they can come get you from state to state. Like with child support can go across the country to come get you for child support money. That's why it's international contracts, and I got those books too. And for those who are trying to maybe fight for more custody of their kids and not be obligated to owe the state money forever and ruin your credit and suspend your driver's license, throw you in jail. Yeah, been there, done that. This is another reason I've been liking learning the law. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Oh, apparently by their rules, I'll show you somewhere when I find it. It's somewhere here somewhere. You only gotta have like 20 hours of law to practice law. So, yeah. I didn't have my 20 hours worth, way over that. I got 20 hours of just watching law videos from classrooms and colleges. You can look that up too. They actually have like those classes are filmed. Let's see if we can get a close up on these. If y'all can't see. Where should get a little bigger a little bit. Nope, it's not. Alright. Now comes the fun part. These are all the subsections. These are what they say, and these are the words that you can use. Stand up for yourself. We're going to go over them numbered. So it's 15, then we'll go over to 16. Then we'll pan down here. I can do better like this. Now the camera's nowhere. Tablet. Sorry about this. That's why I like my phone. But it's charging. The tablet won't let me cut the light on. To the probate court, municipal courts. There you go. That's right off the bat. These courts shall have authority by law and shall continue to have all authority provided by rule except as otherwise provided by law. So these are just rules, Imagine that. These aren't really law. It's just the law of man. These are case numbers, case rulings, interstate extraction, jurisdiction not to be used to transfer the locality of action. These are actually from a law office. They actually pretty much let me have all these books. That was really nice of them. I don't have to keep running back to the law library. Not sure how long this video will be. This tablet's about dead. It's early in the morning. I couldn't sleep anymore. I had to get up. Y'all can't see these up here. Attorney's youth obligation questions. Now I've got custody of my daughter. I've been trying to get her to come here and read these. You want to be a leader, you got to be a reader. I haven't read all these books, but I've read through a bunch of them. You don't want to try to read it all at one time. You kind of just want to narrow it down, like what you want to, what's your focus point, like, you know. Oh, it gets a little more interesting. Some of the other books get really good. I need some better lights in here. Let's slide this over something like that. If I'm not mistaken, how these books go, that'd be what the courts, and then you get like how you defend it on the other side too. So it gives you like an offense and a defense side of the book. See? Ooh, because they have invested interest in your ticket because they make money. No judge of any court shall sit in any case or proceeding in which he is interested or related to any party within the fourth degree. See, look, there's all kind of, you have to read these books, I'm telling you. It goes deep. We're on page 16 too. It must be personal bias and prejudice. They try to act like you don't know what you're talking about because you're not a lawyer. You're not one of them. It pretty much says in these books that lawyers that work on the courthouse are little vultures and they pretty much don't bite the hand that feeds them. So that's why you have to sue these people in their individual capacity and not their official capacity. Because if you try to get them with their official capacity, they plead diplomatic immunity, pretty much. Because they are foreign entities. When you go to court is nothing but a foreign vessel and dry dock. Because these are all maritime. Look that up too. Admiralty Maritime Law. The tablet's getting heavy. It was like 2 pounds. Oh yeah, so you can get them for all this stuff. Let's see the top up here. Screw over here. On page 22. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can go after their bonds. Because they're supposed to have bonds to protect from harming people. Kind of like you gotta get, if you make an appeal bond at court, which most people don't know you can appeal the judge's decision. And they don't like that. That gives you a little extra time if you don't have your paperwork turned in. You just go to court and say, I appeal your decision. Go get a appeal bond and give you another month or two. Get all your paperwork, all your ducks in a row, and mail them in. All that's best to do. If you got the money, use what they call process server. Somebody who's served papers. That's the best thing to do. Because that's what they do. They use a process server. Or get it certified mail. Tablet's getting heavy. You look some of these words up too. See, just the Supreme Court shall have authority to issue writs of certiorari. I'm not sure how to speak Latin, but they use Latin. Look up these words too. Like on your ticket, what's they mean in a legal term? What's the legal term mean? Not in a definition. You have to know. See, I got one of them too, Black's Law Dictionary. There's all kind of fun stuff you gotta learn here with the other way. So, in case y'all want to picture the screen, the page. And I got some other stuff I was going to show y'all too, but I don't think it's going to be on this video. Probably due to lack of time. That's Supreme Court ruling. Sorry about that. Oh, look at that. That's Section 11 of the Constitution of Alabama. It's reserved to all parties and content. Well, see, $100 in prison, not exceeding 10 days or both, and they try to hit you with a $300 or $400 fine. That would be objection, cruel and unusual punishment, high fine, or excessive bail. Is pretty much what this is. See, it's all here, people. So, it is all here. To all the naysayers who say all this stuff is fake, this is showing you what they do in the books that they use. So, see, they can see power to grant original applicants for mandamus is confused in cases in which no other court has jurisdiction because they don't have jurisdiction. They're not even judges, people. They're executive administrators. They are ministerial clerks masquerading as judges under the color of law. They are administrative hearings that you go to. All these, make sure you, if you try to use any of this stuff, make sure you look up all these cases versus Alabama. So these are all cited. Smith versus Journey. All these cases right here pretty much say that they don't have crap. And these are all cases to prove it. And they're even from Alabama. There's another one. Speaking of which, Shellsworth versus Birmingham. Look that up. That's a constitutional right ruling that was made right here in Birmingham, Alabama. I think I need to mark that page. Because there's something in there I need out there. See? Request in writing. You have to, don't react, you have to respond. I'm like, oh no, I gotta take, oh my god, no. Respond. You should respond within 2 weeks. Pretty much rebut the ticket. But sometimes life happens, you don't really get a chance to do all your paperwork because you gotta write all this stuff, you gotta read more stuff. I've got most of the paperwork, but you still gotta put more time in to take off work, go get stuff notarized, take it to, UPS or FedEx or the post office and get it notarized, or express mail, certified mail, sorry. I'm trying to read these two ways y'all read them. Reading it to the tablet looks weird. Try to make sure that y'all can see this too. And this would be your subsections. And this is in this book. But if y'all say opinion of justice, that's all. All these are rulings, pretty much. Saying everything they say is right. Look that up in Latin. What does that mean in Latin? See, this is what it gets you here. All they say on the news, oh, it's not meant to be there. These laws are meant to be interpreted now as they were at the time that they were written into law. See, without any regard to such form of ruling by the law, by it, on the law by it, but the right to third persons acquired on the faith of the former ruling shall not be defeated in interfering with any of the accounting. It's going to be ruling. Right there. How about that? I need that one too. The more evidence you throw in their face, it's like makes it go away quicker. So the Supreme Court made a ruling, right? There can be no conflict, and it has to be interpreted at the time it was written into law without any regard to such former ruling on the law by it. What is it? Who by it? Well, it must be them or they or whatever those people are wearing dresses or wigs on top of their head. That's because there's nothing more than state paid actors. And what do actors do? They dress in costumes. So he has to put a dress on. Look up the word bench in Latin too, where the judge sits at. Bench. In Latin means bank. And make sure you dress them too, courts and banks, when you reserve your rights. We'll get into all this stuff later, but right now, you just read along too. And we know what they know. Or we know what they don't want you to know. I didn't highlight that a while ago. Go back a minute for a second. These are my law books. So, that's an item. Alright. Yeah, we hit this sign already. So they sit as special judges in determination of certain cases. Look at that. Supreme Court has authority to govern practicing and procedures in all courts, as well as rules of administration, of all courts. And really if you read we'll get into this later, but the judge or whatever he is from the bench, the little executive administrator, he doesn't really practice law. He observes the practice of law. So pretty much the DA, the prosecuting attorney, he pretty much goes with whatever they say. But when he goes against the Constitution, he loses his all his power. He's acting outside his fiduciary capacity. And they know they're doing this. And I hope you don't know. stuff in this chair. Maybe I won't block the light. That's what I'm trying not to do. Just block it. I know I can't see. Yep. Stand up so I can get this in there. Sorry about that, people. I need better light. Administrative office of courts. Oh, what's that? To obtain form of court officials, including clerks, nurses, judges, and court reporters, statistics, data, and other factual information, which is just if I get enough subscribers, and if I hit 1,000 subscribers, I think I got extra law books, 2 or 3 of each kind. Yeah, somebody could have as a giveaway. See? By sending a written order to the clerk. All you have to do is write this stuff, type it up. You have to respond to these people. Don't react, respond. Because knowledge is power. And with power comes responsibility. So I'm sharing this with y'all. Because it's a responsible thing to do. That's probably how it works, huh? I bet you wish somebody like me would get these law books. I just effed up and gave these books to the wrong person. Might just be I'm a Leo. I don't like threats or intimidations. Change again. Here we go. Make sure you write these subsections down. You know, like according to Code of Alabama, subsection 12-100 or whatever, 12 make sure you write your subsections down. You can't just be like, it's kind of like how they do math these days, where they want to break the problem down. It takes like an hour, when all you gotta do is like add the 2 numbers together, and then bam, it's done. So everybody's seen those little stupid TikTok videos, like implied math or whatever it's called. Just another way to dumb down the kids. It's just retarded. But it's our fault, people. We've gave them phones, we've let them watch Family Guy and everything else at a young age. So yeah. I just get my ass whooped all the time. Switches, belts, paddles, whatever. Oh, 15% battery. Maybe we're getting 35 minutes out of that one. I think I only had 30% battery on it when I started. So if we got 30 minutes, we got 15% left, we'll be good. There we go. been meaning to do this earlier, but I just had to find the time. Work. Habeas corpus. Look that up too. Let's say dead person. What is corpus? Sound like it's not corpse, right? We'll get into that too. Your name, your all capital letter name, is a dead person out at sea, and that's how they think they own you. Because, like I said, these are commercial laws. You are property under maritime law. I don't know if y'all ready for this. Because your mom has a birth canal, and you were birthed like a ship. Pretty much a birth certificate is a manifesto. It tells you how big the item is, what does it weigh, what does it look like. That's what a birth certificate is. So, and then you go, your parents signed the paperwork at the hospital. They just gave you a social security number and an all capital letter name. They just turned you into a corporation. Don't do that. You have the right not to sign those papers. Don't give your kid to the state. It's pretty much what you're doing. You're giving your kid to the state. And they don't tell you this because they don't want you to know. Kind of like when you get married, you gotta go have a marriage license. When I guess the state wants to make money, and that way you enter into a contract with them, a commercial contract. When you and your old lady get divorced, by any chance, they can take all your stuff. Also, did you know? I'll prove it to you later, but we'll go ahead and tell you now. That when you sign the birth certificate at the hospital, the father, when you sign the birth certificate at the hospital, or any of those papers at the hospital concerning your child, if that's your child, you just enrolled yourself into the child support program. Yes, you did. Look it up. Yep. So what did you do if you already been signed into the system by your parents because they didn't know any better, because they were not given full disclosure of the contract? Well, when you turn 18, you have to reclaim your name back. Kind of like a trademark. You're trademarking your name. Because it's not really your name. It looks like your name. It's spelled just like your name. But it's not your name. I don't spell my name with all capital letters. Oh, look at that. Disqualification of judge or judges. I think I see that up there. I don't know if everybody knows this, but your local law libraries are open to the public. You can go into the law libraries. You can go to your local library and look up your state's constitution, not the United States Constitution, but your state's constitution. Each state has its own constitution. That's why you can use any ruling from any other state or other countries if you want to. And child support, because child support's international. So that means if it goes international, that means you can use rules from international rulings and not just from here. That's how you have rulings from other states, because these are interstate. So these are interstate contracts. Sorry about that. Drank 2 bottles of water earlier. My kidneys are hurting for some reason, so I don't drink too many sports drinks. They're locking up on me or something, I don't know. Getting old sucks. Yeah, if you're not in the law too, you pretty much be led around in the dark by a bunch of dumbasses. So I can make my own dumb decisions. I don't need anybody's help. Don't need anybody to hold my hand. Sorry. Time to swap hands. Boop. And make sure you look up, see, ex officio. Look up the meaning of these words, people. In legal terms, administrative office, remember I was talking about earlier? Of courts, there you go. Department of Court Management. It's all here. So, and according to what these law books say too, you have to read the preface and how like that book works, or that like that section of that book works is that the words can be changed around to fit the situation of the crime. So like change child abuse, dog abuse. If the whatever you could do to like say they put a dog was abused and beat blah blah blah, then you could change the word dog from kid to person to whatever. Pretty much. Yeah, it's all in here. Administrator. Look at that. Not a judge. Administrator. They're not even judges. I mean, this isn't in book 1 either. But this is to tell you how they work in their system. That's the courthouse. So you can see your state too. I'll get into this later, but as federal courts make these rulings that deal with our rights over what they say, so we're just going to go with they because I don't have any last word to say about them besides the word dresses. God, I forgot what I was talking about. Bleh. I just went blank after I said the. Sad. Don't worry, it happens a lot. I got dream damage. Yeah. Hear all the cracking and popping. This is me stretching. Don't worry. I was hoping to get decent way in this book this morning. These are Latin phrases. Most language law, or yeah, our language too, but most law is based off Latin and French and Roman. So you gotta know a little bit of French, gotta know some Latin, and gotta know some Roman. Reimbursement of expenses. Yeah, some of these people, it says in the book that they're not supposed to have but so many terms they can serve, and they got to rotate around and then see if they're capable of serving again or blah blah blah. But no offense, I've been dealing with child support and stupid tickets most of my damn life. This is another reason that got me into law, because I got tired of paying these people my money when I knew that they were wrong. And this proves that they're wrong. Also, there is a rule of law: no man or fact shall be tried in court, or no man of law. Factual information submitted. But we got all the stuff we need. I've got books on trust. I got books on civil procedure, business and commercial litigation, marital status, and marital and what's that? Ouch. Domestic relations. Yeah, pretty much. If your lady's trying to screw you on getting divorced, oh, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take that. Well, pretty much that marriage license you signed is fake. Because Supreme Court's ruled you can't take a right and turn it to a privilege to issue a license and a fee for it. A marriage license, issue a license and a fee. You gotta go down and pay a fee. And you just signed into a quasi-contract with a quasi-judge. That's another word, look it up, quasi-contract. And once you start, what's weird about this law, when I was actually able to get into it and read a lot, when I first got these books, is that I noticed like when you start reading, seeing all these words, you're looking up, and you know the definitions, you see them everywhere. Like everywhere you look, you see them. It's like looking at the Matrix. Maybe I just see stuff weird. Damn it, I'm at page 100 already. How about that? Okay. Then you gotta look at this. Constitutional Amendment number 328, subsection 6. It asks to changing boundaries of judicial circuits. So then go see this one. And that's what you have to do. Special court defined. Look, the sun's finally coming out. Yeah, you've been standing here for an hour. 52 minutes. My bad. Yeah, these fines they try to give you, they're already been ruled on. They should already have preset amounts, and they try to charge you additional money. No. I mean, if you want to go that route and just be done with it, because this does take a lot of time if you want to fight back, which I like to fight. I'll go fight. Yeah. And this feels like a win for me because I'm sure everybody says, yeah, I'm part Indian. I got part Cherokee in me. And they pretty much lost everything like all the other ones did because they didn't know what they were signing or reading or how they operate. They didn't know. So when we get to the GHR section, you'll see what I was talking about on one of my other videos about how you can reserve your rights to your company because you don't want to be enrolled into the charitable donating program like child support because they're not really a debt collecting agency. It's been ruled by Supreme Court that they don't collect any money for the kids, it's only for the state. It's unconstitutional, but you have to express to your employer in writing, and if you will sue them for violation of civil rights, violation of consumer rights, there's a whole list of them that you can sue them over. And they won't enroll you into child support programs, and your paycheck will not get deducted. And they send you the letter, man, oh, we're going to garnish your wages from your job. No, you won't. I done proved that. They ain't getting no money from me. Or any more money from me. I do have 2 kids. And they were trying to get me for child support when I had custody, or just going for custody of my daughter. Fighting for custody, so they didn't have jurisdiction at the time anyway. Look up lack of subject matter jurisdiction. That's a good one to use too. Pretty much telling the judge if you appeal it and they ask you why you're appealing the ruling, you just say lack of subject matter jurisdiction, which pretty much just says that the judge is acting outside his fiduciary capacity. He don't have any authority because now he's overstepped his boundaries of his administrative authority. I guess is how you say it. I don't know all definitions and legal terms, but Yeah, see? Remember I told you how you're just an estate, you're a corporation, estates, a trust. Estates and trust are the same. And see why I gotta go to probate court when somebody dies, unless they made a living will. You gotta fight the government for your dad's or mom's will if they didn't ever have one made up, because they try to claim it. Oh, it's ours. It's ours. Get it back. It's our money. Look up the word reversioner. That's what the government is. If they own you, like when you join the army and you're the property of the army, the government is the reversioner of your account or your estate that you have, and it goes to them. Yep. Alright, I think all I can take is about an hour of standing here, so 2 more minutes. We'll put a marker in the book, and we will continue. Ooh, heirs by law and next to kin. See, you gotta go reclaim your name. You're like the father of the father. You are the executive administrator to this state. So, pretty much you gotta go get a license to practice business under a false and fictitious name, because by law, your all capital letter name is a fictitious name. It's fake. It doesn't exist. So that would be fictitious, right? Yep. So that means pretty much they can't put a claim on your name. That's what they do. The errors of law or fact must be shown to have occurred in the settlement itself, and not such any grow out of the fact that a judgment was entered nunc pro tunc or otherwise subsequent to the settlement. Seals versus Bowden. It must be clearly pointed out, and then injuries. Fraud to settlement. Not sufficient in the complaint with general indication of fraud. Because that's what they're committing is fraud. But from what I've read, it's hard to go after them more for fraud. But you can, but that's what they're committing is fraud anyway. See, filing a complaint constitutes direct attack on degree or order of probate judge. Attack on degree or order of probate judge by filing a complaint. It's authorized by subsection A. This section is a direct attack. Johnson versus Pugh. So you can go file a complaint on your judge too. But then you see all the videos. Oh, you want to file a complaint paper? You're gonna need your name. And they want to give you a bunch of crap. I got that form in here. Yep. Yes, I do. Oh, look at that. Complaint may be based upon newly discovered evidence. So if you never knew this evidence existed and you're just now discovering it, like fucking Columbus, hey, look at that. It's admissible by executor, which is you, executor, because you're executing your heirs, which is really you under your all capital letter name. Oh yeah, the rabbit hole goes deep, people. A party is not entitled to trial by jury under this section, since the relief provided therein is unknown to the common law. See, because they don't want to act under common law, because common law is like constitutional law. They don't want to do that. This is admiralty maritime law, commercial law. The doggies are up. Alright, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, put a marker, and we'll take off next time.